Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to the Breathe Easy class. I'm going to begin by saying that I anticipate that this is probably going to take about an hour, but who knows? Maybe people will have questions if they're on live. But this is just part of what is in the class handout, which I actually forgot to grab. So let me grab it from this drawer here. Here it is. Luckily it was right here. So this is the class handout, which, if you aren't local to me, will be the class ebook. So this is what we got. It is a 12-pager. It is jam-packed with recipes, list of diffuser blends, list of essential oils that would be good for respiratory and immune health. So if you do not have a copy of this, I can get a copy of it to you. Just send me a message or comment that you would like a copy of this, and I will get the ebook. I'll get this to you in an ebook format, so it'll be a PDF, and you can have this to refer to later on. This class is all about hopefully how to not sick, how to help you fight illness, and what to do if you have a respiratory issue that has taken hold. So we're going to start off with how to not get sick in the first place. You really want to support your immune system in every way that you can. So the first essential oil blend that I'm going to talk about is On Guard Protective Blend, which the bottle is right here. What On Guard actually contains is wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. Yes, I did get them all. On Guard is all these essential oils are very, very great when it comes to killing pathogens. Not this past convention, but the convention before, there was a study that was prevented testing out On Guard on a counter surface. So they actually sprayed a dilution of On Guard onto a controlled counter surface, and then every day they took a swab of it and tested it for microbes to see if anything would actually grow, and nothing actually appeared in the spot that was sprayed with the On Guard solution. Nothing appeared for a week. So just by a psh, psh, that area was free of pathogens. So it can be very powerful when it comes to cleaning and giving your immune system a really good boost. So On Guard is the thing that I would suggest for most people. If you're dealing with younger children, infants, babies, now doTERRA has a kids collection, and everything is selected because these essential oils are very, very gentle on the body, so they're fantastic choices for children with smaller bodies. As well, everything is really a lot more highly diluted than a lot of the other products that doTERRA has out there, so it is small child safe. There are 6 different roller bottles in the kids collection, but the one I want to highlight for this class is the Stronger Protective Blend. And so this is a kids version of On Guard. So this is going to help your kids help fight your kids, help their immune system with fighting anything that they're picking up at school or sports or whatever they're doing when they're out and about in the world. So a Stronger Protective Blend has Litsea, rose, cedarwood, and frankincense essential oils. I put it on. It smells really, really, really good. So I'm wearing it right now. So it is a lot more subtle than doTERRA's roller bottles, but it's still really nice for adults like me. How you can use these essential oils. First of all, you can pop On Guard into your diffuser and diffuse it as you are going about your day, and that's going to help you and everyone who's in the environment to just fight anything that your immune system is fighting. So that's a great way to kind of do it without basically doing anything. You put it in the diffuser and then you do what you're going to do anyway at home. Another great way is to make use of roller bottles. So Stronger only comes in a roller bottle. You can purchase a touch roller bottle with On Guard in it. So this is a stronger dilution than you would find in the kids collection. So you can use these two roller bottles. And I should explain that these roller bottles are already diluted down with a carrier oil. So it's safe to just roll and apply directly onto your skin. A lot of people, a lot of families, myself included, kind of use this every day as to proactively fight things that are going around. I like rolling On Guard on the bottom of my feet once or twice a day, under my socks, depending on how often I remember to do it. And then once that absorbs into my skin, it's going to get into my bloodstream and circulate throughout the body. So it's a good way to get kind of all over body support. You could use Stronger in the same way on your kids as well. Those two things, diffusing and applying it daily proactively, are great things you can do to help your immune system out. Another way you can help your immune system out is to use essential oils to help to keep your environment and your hands clean. We all know about the power of hand washing, right? So let's get to cleaning our environment. You can use On Guard in a simple to whip up spray cleanser. And so I have a couple of recipes here actually that I'll just zip off to you. So the one that I use is just 1.5 cups of water, 1/4 cup white vinegar, and 20 to 30 drops of essential oil, somewhere in that ballpark. So often I do turn to On Guard so that my kitchen becomes cleaner. Another version of a spray cleanser that might be more what you want to do is 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of Castile soap, and about 20, 25, 30 drops of essential oil. This spray cleanser using oil-based soap is really good if you are cleaning stone countertops, anything that's stone like granite. You probably don't want to spray with vinegar. So opt for a soap-based cleanser instead. And I would store these in a glass or metal spray bottle. Very easy way to get a glass spray bottle is to get a glass Perrier or mineral water bottle, and typical spray top for a plastic spray bottle will actually fit right on there, and then you have a glass container so that your essential oils don't eat away at the plastic. Another couple of ways that you can keep yourself clean is to make sure you have clean hands. So if you're out and about, doTERRA has an On Guard hand sanitizing mist. And so it's actually really moisturizing. It smells like On Guard, so it smells like cinnamon and cloves basically. And so this is great to have if you're out and about and you're not near a washroom but you need to clean your hands. There you go. You can also whip up your own hand sanitizer as well. And in the class ebook, I do have a couple of recipes for a hand sanitizing gel and a spray also. So if you don't have a copy of the class handout, just let me know and I'll send it to you. And another way to keep yourself clean is to use On Guard to make yourself a foaming soap to wash your hands. And doTERRA actually, if DIY is not your thing, doTERRA does have a foaming hand soap, but you can also make your own. So the recipe that I use is 2 tablespoons unscented Castile soap, 1 tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil or vegetable glycerin, doesn't really matter which one you use, and 10 drops of On Guard Protective Blend. And then I just top up the container with distilled water, making sure there's like space in the top for the dispenser to go in. And there you have a great hand sanitizer or a hand wash. So you can, if that doesn't appeal to you, get doTERRA's. It has On Guard already in it, and you can take the bottle that comes and dilute it down about half, and it will still work, and it'll make it last a little bit longer for you. Another thing to consider to boost your immune system is to think about the health of your digestive system, especially your intestines. Now, quite often pathogens enter into our body via our mouth, and then they enter into the digestive system. So that is where usually the first line of defense is against any germs that are invading your body. So if you have healthy digestive system and a good bacteria populating your intestines, then you'll automatically have a stronger immune system. So one thing to consider is just to introduce a little bit of fermented food into your diet, or make sure that you have a little bit of some every day, or every once in a while will even help. So yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi even, like fermented, traditionally made cucumber pickles, and then Japanese food like miso and tempeh that are fermented are all really good sources of good bacteria that will stay in your intestines and keep you healthy. If you want to go the probiotic supplement route, I would highly suggest not getting a bottle of probiotics off the shelf at a pharmacy or a grocery store. Often, if it's just sitting out on the shelf, by the time the probiotics, like the good bacteria that's in the little capsule, by the time it actually gets to the point where you're taking it, a lot of the bacteria has actually deceased. It's no more. So I highly recommend, if you're going to a store to purchase a probiotic supplement, I would recommend going into a health food store or the health food section of a large grocery store, and getting your probiotic from the fridge and keeping it in the fridge. Likely you'll be investing more money than the shelf-stable stuff at Shoppers Drug Mart, or it is not shelf-stable. That's the whole point. The stuff off the shelf with basically no good bacteria in it from the pharmacy. You'll be paying more, but you'll actually be getting the good bacteria that you actually want, right? So doTERRA has a couple of probiotics though, of course. So I'll tell you a little bit about those. The first one is the adult version, PB Assist, and I'll whip one out for you. And I don't actually have to keep this in the fridge like the other probiotics I might use, because sometimes I do actually switch it up, just like it's good to have fermented food. I try to take different probiotics so I'm not putting the same bacteria in me, so I have like a little bit of a variety, multiculturalism, if you will. So doTERRA's probiotics are double encapsulated. So this means it has a very, very strong capsule. And so this is shelf stable. It can be at room temperature, and the good bacteria that are in here, they're okay. So another great reason to have this double encapsulated is that it will actually, when I take it, because it's so hard to dissolve, it will make it past my stomach and my stomach acid, which will kill this bacteria. It'll make it to the intestines where it actually needs to go. There's two parts to doTERRA's probiotics. The green part is the good bacteria itself. Then there's another part with a clear liquid in it. And this clear liquid is something called prebiotics. So this is the food that the probiotics need, their fuel, their snack, their meals, so that they can actually continue to live and populate and live a good life in your intestines. The great thing about doTERRA's probiotics is that they make it to your intestines, and then once this capsule dissolves, the prebiotics automatically gives them the food they need to get started living their life down there. After you take this, the bacteria that's in here is going to get its prebiotics from your food. So you're going to continue to feed it by eating different things that have prebiotics in them. There's also a kids probiotic that I want to show you. Oh, that is really the wrong thing. That's for later. They're in this box. These are also excellent for adults who have trouble swallowing pills. I take these every once in a while because, as I said, I like to switch it up. PB Assist Junior is watermelon and strawberry flavored. It is sugar-free, and if you can hear it, it's an encapsulated powder. It's very similar to that Pixie Sticks candy. When I take it, I just rip the end off and down the hatch. And again, because it's encapsulated, it'll make it down into your intestines. As well, what else do I want to say? Parents usually will put it out on a bowl and the kids can lick and stick, or they can dip apple slices in their probiotics, and it's just a fun part of their breakfast or lunch or whenever they're having it. All right, so those are some simple ways that you can boost your immune system and make sure that there are less germs around you that you can come in contact with. Now the second part is, okay, so you're starting to feel a little bit of a scratchy throat. Maybe you're starting to sniffle a little bit. You can tell that there is something that is starting to wreak havoc on your body and you don't want it to continue, right? So what do you do now? My top tip is you can apply On Guard or Stronger more often. So these are the immune boosting protective blends that doTERRA has. So just apply it to your feet or wherever you regularly like to apply it on a daily ritual. Just do it more often. Another thing you can do, for instance, if I have a sore throat, I can topically apply On Guard on my throat. And that is going to soak in through my skin, and it's a more direct route. It's going to go where I need it to go. So if I feel like I'm getting a bit of chest congestion, I can put it on my chest, for instance, and that will help out as well. You can diffuse On Guard in your diffuser more often. And what I like doing is I like to up-level my On Guard diffusion by adding this powerhouse essential oil, which is Arbor Vitae. And Arbor Vitae essential oil actually comes from the big giant red cedar trees that grow out west. So this comes from British Columbia. And arbor vitae trees, like red cedars, live a long time. They're very disease resistant. And so when we distill out the chemicals in the wood of the red cedar trees, then we harness that power to fight disease as well. So arbor vitae is another fantastic essential oil for boosting your immune system, putting in your cleansers, and also it's very supportive of the respiratory system as well. It smells like an extreme wooden cedarwood sauna, a little bit like pencil shavings. It has a very strong aroma. So if you are diffusing it, you probably just want to put 1 or 2 drops in with your On Guard in your diffuser, but I notice it does actually boost it. I find it's more effective. I feel better after I'm just hanging out around the house for 4 hours and I'm diffusing arbor vitae and On Guard together. Another one you can try, another essential oil, is tea tree or melaleuca essential oil. Now, you could use tea tree daily to support your immune system exactly in the same way as I'm suggesting that you use On Guard and Stronger. However, some people don't like the scent. So if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of the aroma of tea tree, for myself, this is the second line of defense because I don't like how it smells, but I love what it does for me. So I kind of put up with the smell when I need to help me to get better. But if you're one of those people who just cannot get enough of tea tree, by all means use this every day. Roll it on your feet. doTERRA has a tea tree touch roller bottle that you can order, or you can even take On Guard and tea tree, an empty roller bottle, and some carrier oil, a nice plant-based oil that you like, and you can make your own roller bottle as well. So tea tree is fantastic because not only is it really supportive for the immune system, it also is very good to help out the respiratory system. So you kind of get both in one essential oil. I really like applying tea tree if I have swollen glands. I find it is the most effective thing for applying on my skin, and I notice a difference after applying a couple times. I'll notice that kind of the swelling is starting to go down and I'm not as uncomfortable. So definitely give tea tree a try. Then we have a couple of products that you can try out. These are doTERRA's On Guard Throat Protecting Drops. I'll get one out for you. So it's just like a little candy. It's a lozenge. And it has On Guard in there. I always have these with me just in my bag. Because I'm often feel like I'm fighting something because I come in contact with so many school children and members of the public at work. So I'm in contact with a lot of people. So if I feel like I'm starting to get a sore throat, I will just pop one of these in my mouth. Then all that pathogen fighting power of On Guard is actually right in my throat. And I think the clove essential oil in it as well really helps to numb the discomfort as well. So you might be familiar with clove or clove essential oil being used against dental pain, so it'll work the same on your throat. Another product that has On Guard in it is the On Guard beadlets. So this is actually, I don't own this, but this is the peppermint beadlets, which is my natural mouthwash that I have with me at all times. But I will dish a few out so that you can see the On Guard beadlets look exactly the same. So I have one here. Can you see it rolling around? I think you can. Oh, it's moving. So inside this little tiny beadlet is less than a drop of essential oil. And so you just pop it in your mouth and break it with your teeth, and then and this is really good because On Guard fights germs, bacteria. The On Guard B-lits not only boost your immune system, they're really good for your oral health as well. Flip the page. Oh, okay, and then another thing that adults can try is the On Guard soft gels. So this is something that's pre-made in a soft gel. So you can take On Guard internally. So that means by mouth. This would be for adults only. Children and of course babies shouldn't be taking essential oils internally. There's really no need. Topical and diffusing is great for them. That's what they need to do. And so these capsules not only have the On Guard blend in them, they have a couple of other bonus immune boosting essential oils in there as well. So they have On Guard Protective Blend, Black Pepper, and Melissa. Now, Melissa is a very, very powerful essential oil, but it is one of the most expensive ones out there, just because you require so much plant matter to distill out the essential oil. Melissa is another name for lemon balm, actually. And so in Canada, at least, a little 5 milliliter bottle is, I think, over $130. So getting these products that have Melissa in them is a great way to harness Melissa without doing the investment on like getting yourself an actual bottle of Melissa. Then what happened? The cold has officially taken hold. What are you going to do? The first thing I would turn to is Easy Air Respiratory Blend. In the United States, it's called Breathe Respiratory Blend, but it's exactly the same thing. This bottle is actually from the States. It says Breathe on it, but if I had purchased it from Canada, it would say Easy Air here. And so what's in Easy Air is laurel, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, ravensara, cardamom. So these are all powerhouse essential oils to support your breathing. It smells a tiny little bit like Vicks Vapor Rub, but better because it's natural, right? Easy Air should not be taken internally. Not every single essential oil is safe to take internally, but it is very great to diffuse. So I have an entire giant list of diffuser blends in the class handout that I have here. So if you do not have yourself a copy of this, comment, let me know, send me a message that you would like it, and I will send you this in PDF form. It is jam-packed with more tips and recipes and info than I'm going to have time to talk about. So it's just everything I found over the years that I just stuck together in a book for all of you guys. You can diffuse Easy Air, and a lot of these diffuser blends that I have listed have Easy Air in them. You can just do all Easy Air. It's fantastic. Half Easy Air, half On Guard. There's just like so many possibilities. You could also use Easy Air like Vicks Vapor Rub. So we're very familiar with this application from all those TV commercials we've seen through the years. What you want to do if you're working with the pure essential oil, you're going to put either a carrier oil, which is a plant-based oil. Not an essential oil, an actual oil. It's confusing. They both have the same name. You're going to put maybe about a teaspoon in here. For adults, you could put 2 or 3 drops of essential oil in there. Mix it and then apply to your neck, chest, and back. You could pre-mix a larger batch of this in a glass jar and have it handy as well. And you could also use an unscented lotion in exactly the same manner as a carrier oil. Children, school-age kids, 1 drop per about a teaspoon is safe. And then younger children, you would want to use less. So if you're wondering how much that should be, oh, my battery's getting low. Let me just get rid of that. How much that should be, there is a handy safe dilutions chart on the inside page here. So just ask for the class ebook and you'll have all that information about how to safely dilute essential oils. There are other easy air blends or products that you can use when you have a cold. You can order a touch roller bottle, which is pre-diluted, but with, instead of On Guard, it has easy air in it. You can make up your own easy air roller bottle as well. There's also a vapor stick. So this is great if you don't want to bother with the mixing. So I would apply it on your chest, your neck, your back, and it comes out sort of like a glue stick, but it does have the Breathe or Easy Air blend in it, but it's already made up for you, so there's less futzing about, right? You just rub it in, you're done. And there's also Breathe drops. So if you remember a few minutes ago, I said you cannot take this essential oil blend internally, so it doesn't actually have this blend in it. I find this is especially useful with congestion. It works very well. And I mentioned it doesn't actually have Breathe in it, but it has other essential oils that are safe to be taken by mouth that are really supportive for the respiratory system and congestion. So those essential oils are lemon, peppermint, cardamom, eucalyptus, thyme, and that Melissa essential oil again. So I like to use Breathe drops when I'm dealing with stuffiness and congestion. And I turn to the On Guard drops when I have a sore throat or I just feel like it's coming on. Then I want to use the On Guard to help to fight the germs. So that's kind of the difference between the two drops. Okay, there's also a chest salve that you can make, and if you came to one of these Breathe Easy classes that I taught in person, we actually whipped up a batch of chest salve. I really like a salve because it's just easier to apply. You don't have oil dripping everywhere. It stays together. So this is the recipe that we used during the class. So for a jar this size, I would put 1 tablespoon of beeswax. So you can get beeswax pellets, or you can get yourself a big block of beeswax and grate it, or cut it up into smaller pieces. And so if you're just making 1 jar of chest salve, use the jar you're gonna store it in, and it saves you cleaning out a double boiler or a separate bowl. So I would put this in a pot of water, maybe about this deep, on my stove, get it to bubble away, put the beeswax in, and then to the 1 tablespoon of beeswax, you're going to put 1/4 cup of liquid oil of your choice. So at the class, we use both grapeseed oil and avocado oil. Almond oil would be another choice. Fractionated coconut oil would probably work well. Sesame oil. There's so much. I would probably try to use an oil that has like a neutral scent, so it doesn't really affect how your salve smells. And so you're melting your beeswax, you put in your liquid oil, you just keep stirring, until the beeswax is completely melted. And then you take your jar out, maybe use some tongs or oven mitts. Just set it to the side for about 45 minutes or so. After about 45 minutes, then this is cool enough to add your essential oils. And so at the class, we were starting with about 12 drops, which is a 1% dilution. And then adding up from there, just because you can add more drops. You cannot take drops away if you put too many in. So you could put in anywhere in between about 12 to 36 drops of essential oil for adults. For kids, I would stick with the 12. And use that dilutions chart that's in the class handout to figure out if you're dealing with toddlers, preschoolers, and babies, how much to use. So 1/4 of a cup is about 60 milliliters. So you'll be able to figure it out from the chart. Okay, and now let's move on to the big gun, which is oregano essential oil. So oregano, we are very familiar with oil of oregano. It's kind of been around for a while. It's on the common collective mindset. People know what it is. The oil of oregano that you purchase from a store is about 75 to 80% diluted with olive oil. But this bottle just contains the essential oil. So it is quite a bit stronger than oil of oregano, if you can believe that. So I do have a recipe if you want to make up your own oil of oregano using doTERRA's high quality oregano and olive oil you have in your kitchen. That's in the class handout. And oregano is also really fantastic to use on your skin. Actually, we normally just think about it at taking internally, but rolling it on your skin, especially for kids, you don't want your kids taking oregano internally. It's just too harsh on their bodies. Like for instance, a few weeks ago, I had someone say, "Oh, my throat, I think I might have strep. What should I do?" And I knew she had oregano. And I said, take oregano, put a drop of oregano and a little bit of carrier oil, about a teaspoon, and just put it over your throat. And it really helped her, actually. She thought she would have to go to the doctor, get medication. So who knows if it was strep or just a really bad sore throat. But it helped her. She was better the next day. She was feeling a lot better. So oregano is very powerful. It's very hot. So dilute more. Use less oregano if you're putting it on your skin so that you don't have a skin irritation. That's my advice to you. If you don't want to mix up oregano, there's also, you can get a touch roller bottle already diluted with oregano in it. That is buyable from doTERRA as well. Oregano can also be added to your immune boosting respiratory supporting diffuser blends, but you probably just want to use 1 drop because it does smell strongly. And another thing you can do is you can make up, for adults, you can make up a veggie cup. So you can order these from doTERRA. You could probably find them in health food stores, maybe even a pharmacy. And what it is an empty capsule. And so you can take it apart, put your essential oils in there, and then take it with water. And so you can kind of customize your what you take internally as well. So if you don't have those On Guard soft gels, you can put On Guard black pepper and Melissa, if you have it, in a veggie cup and make your own and take it that way too. So a very, very popular veggie cup recipe for this scenario is sometimes called the flu bomb. I actually posted about it in this group this morning, so you may have seen that post. Sometimes it's called flute or flume. So that's a nice anachronism to help you to remember what to put in it. So the essential oils that you put in your empty veggie cap are frankincense, lemon, oregano, on guard, and tea tree. So that spells either flute if you call that essential oil tea tree, or flume if you prefer melaleuca. And so you could put 1 or 2 drops of each in that veggie capsule because it has some stronger essential oils in it, like oregano. I'd recommend taking it with food just to avoid any digestive discomfort. Take it up to 3 times a day. When I'm taking this, I don't find I have to take it any more than twice a day, but everyone's different. You can also make up roller bottle concoctions. There's a flu balm roller bottle idea that has On Guard, tea tree, lemon, oregano, and frankincense in it, and that you'll find in the class handout. And there's actually a lot of roller bottle recipes in here, which I'm not going to read out because if I'm just sitting here reading recipes, it's going to go really long and it's going to be so boring. So I'm not going to do that for you. Some other techniques that you can try. If you're applying essential oils to your neck, chest, and back, and maybe you're drinking tea and laying on the couch and watching Netflix and recovering, another great thing you can do is to make a t-shirt tent or a sweatshirt tent by doing this. And so what you're doing, you're breathing in the essential oils, which are now in an enclosed space. So you're getting more benefit from the essential oils that you applied to your skin. They're going to soak in through your skin and help your body out. But also when you breathe it in, it goes in through your respiratory system as well. So you sort of, by doing the t-shirt tent, turn your shirt into a diffuser. You can up-level this even more by putting a hot pad on your chest. So if you don't have a hot pad, I have a bunch of ideas of how you can very easily make a hot pad with stuff you probably have in your house right now. That's in the class handout. So if you are joining, you can just comment that you would like this handout if you don't have it, and I will give it to you. My page doesn't want to turn. Here we go. Another thing you can do is to have a sinus steam. So a great way you can do this is, we're very familiar with the bowl of steaming water, the towel over your head. You breathe in that steam and it helps to clear out your sinuses and your head. So you could do that, but put a few drops of essential oils in there, and that's going to drift up on the steam, and you're going to breathe it in that enclosed space as well. There is another sinus steam called the deep inhale, which would be for adults only because it's incredibly intense. So for the deep inhale, you just need a mug of hot water that's steamy. You put 2 drops each of lemon, oregano, tea tree, and peppermint. You put those 2 drops in a mug. You let it dissipate a little bit, so maybe about 30 seconds. You have Kleenex, a hanky, toilet paper, something close by because you're going to need it. Then you put your nose over top of that mug of steamy water. You breathe it in as much as you can. Get your nose as close to it as you can. Now, this is super intense. When I do this, I cry, but it works so well. And I have tried this with just 1 drop of all these essential oils, and it does not work as effectively. So I would put up with the discomfort because it's really going to clear out your head. At one of the classes, someone suggested that she knows that someone will put like a washcloth or something over their eyes, which makes a lot of sense, then you're not crying. So you could do that, breathe it in, and then once everything starts coming out, blow your nose. It works fantastically. You can also give yourself a shower sauna experience. So if you're showering anyway, why not make use of that steamy experience? You can just take a couple of drops of your essential oils, put it away from the water stream as far away as you can. So wait until your shower is really steamy and then put a couple of drops on one end of your shower, and those essential oils are going to rise up into the air and fill the space as well. You could also make shower steamies with 1 cup of baking soda, a 1/4 to 1/3 cup of water, and 25 to 30 drops of essential oils of your choice. And I just made these in a video last Wednesday. So just scroll down or do a search for Julia Pachulia Sculia or shower steamy. This will come up and the recipe will be there, and it's also in the class ebook. If you're dealing with a fever at the same time, many essential oils, especially that are supportive to the respiratory system, are also cooling as well. So those include lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, Roman chamomile, and tea tree essential oil. So you could add these essential oils to cold water that you're using to make cold compresses, and that will help. You can, even on hot summer's day, I really love my peppermint roller bottle. I'll roll it on the back of my neck, my forehead, backs of my knees, and it really does help me to cool down if I've been out in the hot sun and I'm like very, very uncomfortable. You can also make a cooling spray if you want. A cup of water, 2 teaspoons of witch hazel or vodka, and about 10 drops of peppermint or another one of these cooling essential oils. And that will help to cool the person down. You can spritz them, or you could put these essential oils in the bath. They would help to clear out their breathing, and it also would cool them down at the same time. So my phone is running low on batteries, so if I cut out, that is why. But I want to touch on using essential oils for children and babies if you're looking to support them through having a cold. So as I mentioned, you would definitely dilute more with a child or a baby than you would for an adult, and just refer to that dilutions chart in the class handbook. You definitely do not want to use essential oils internally with children and babies. That's really for adults only. And an issue that children have a lot more often than adults is actually earaches. So you never really want to put drops of essential oils in your ear, but you can use a cotton ball and put 1 or 2 drops of essential oil. Get your kid to lay down and just rest the cotton ball here. You can also put essential oils kind of around the ear, down the neck, wherever they're feeling pain, and just let them rest with that in their ear, maybe with a hot pad on there. That would be really nice. And so essential oils that are really good for earaches are basil, helichrysum, lavender, tea tree, Roman chamomile, and thyme. So use what you have. And for babies and toddlers, I would not do the cotton ball because they're going to take that out and pop it in their mouth. So you would dilute down appropriate to their size and age, but you can apply essential oils around the ear and wherever they're having discomfort when they have an earache, and that will help them out as well. Especially when using for infants, there are some that are gentler and are especially recommended for using for infants. So I'll just go over those right now. So the top 6 for using with infants are lavender, Siberian fir, frankincense, cardamom, Roman chamomile, and tea tree. And all of those are fantastic for colds. They're all very multi-purpose as well. And so you can use them for a lot of different things to help your kids sleep, muscle soreness, teething pain. So they're very like versatile. And a great hint, if you're using the kids collection, maybe with your older baby and you're not sure, is it too strong? Get yourself an empty roller bottle and put your carrier oil straight with no essential oils in there. Then you could take that empty roller bottle, roll it on your child's skin first, and then take your kids collection roller bottle and roll it on over top. Mix it in with your hand. It's automatically diluted a little bit more. That being said, if I had a baby who was not, crawling about, I would probably not opt for the kids collection. I would opt for mixing my own, just so I know how strong it is and I know that it's safe for my baby. So everyone, that is the entire class. I haven't seen anyone make any questions or comments, so I'm just gonna assume that you're all just kind of taking it in. If you're watching this after the fact and you have a question for me, just post it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer the question for you. And I've mentioned this several times, but the 12-page class handout is yours if you want it. You just have to let me know that you want it. This has a lot of lists of essential oil that are good for immune health, respiratory health, lists of diffuser blends, lists of roller bottle blends, lots of recipes as well. And so it's very jam-packed, so it's a fantastic resource that you can have to refer to things later on. So just comment that you want it or send me a message and I will send you the file. So you have this ebook, you can refer to it as the winter goes on. So I'm sure my phone is like at 3% battery, so I'm just going to sign off, guys, and wish you all a fantastic evening. Bye! Stay healthy, guys. Don't get a cold.